and welcome to the channel. This short presentation today is going to change your ideas of how you perceive not per se the world but the true size of the world. Take a look at the following maps. This is one map of the world. This is another map. This is map 3. And this is the fourth map of the world. They all show basically the same thing. Pay attention to the size of countries on these maps and ask yourself the following question. How accurate are these maps per se? They are not remotely correct. Nearly all maps in the world are identical and all look like the maps you just observed. Let's focus our attention to this map. Have a close look at how certain countries compare to continents. If you isolate Greenland, how does it compare to the African continent in terms of size? Visually it appears Greenland is larger than Africa or as large as Africa. However, given the visual representation of nations on the world map, let us look at the size of Greenland and then the size of Africa. Greenland is 2,166 million square kilometers. Africa is 30.37 million square kilometers. According to these figures, not only Africa is far bigger than Greenland, but if you superimpose these two areas on top of each other, you will find out you can put 14 Greenlands in Africa and Africa is still larger in area. Take a good and close look at this map. In the top left, this is how Greenland fits into the Democratic Republic of Congo. The map on the top right is how Greenland fits into the continent of Australia. At the bottom left, Greenland in blue, is able to fit approximately 4 times into the United States of America. And in the map on the bottom right, this is how Greenland is able to fit into India. Another picture to look at would be what you see here. Check out the true size of Greenland when compared to the Democratic Republic of Congo. We present this map to show how Greenland compares to the European continent. This is how big or small it looks to be when we superimpose the two areas. It is quite a large country but by no means as big as it is shown to be in the other pictures we have shown. Before we can explain what is happening, take a look at this map. The red highlighted area is Russia and looks immensely huge. Again, Africa seems relatively tiny when you look at this map, and yet if we superimpose, whether you use this map or this map, Russia looks far bigger in size. Is this true? Let us look at the true size of each country. Russia is 17.1 million square kilometers. Africa is 30.37 million square kilometers. In other words, this is what happens when you superimpose these two areas. Russia again fits as easily into Africa, so why is the world map wrong? Before we can answer this question, let us look at the visual superimposed image between Russia and Africa. This is the world map as we know it, and this is how Russia fits into the African continent. If this photo looks deceptive, this might be a far better image to use. Africa on the world map looks tiny but in fact is not. This image shows China, the United States of America, and India. Combine all three countries and all of them can fit into Africa. Before we move to more conclusive facts, let's take the example between the United Kingdom and Tanzania. We illustrate using two different maps. This is our first map and this is our second. The first map shows how a map would normally look like, but if you take a good look at this second map, this is the real dimensions of each country. It appears Tanzania is much bigger, and this is what happens if you superimpose the United Kingdom and Tanzania. Tanzania can absorb the United Kingdom and can probably fit a second one within. So if the world map as we know it is wrong, what does it actually look like in reality? The picture we saw earlier is how parts of the word really look like. There are 4 images we can use next. This is the first image. Greenland here is far smaller than Africa. This is another image of the true world map. And this is yet another image of how Greenland compares to the African continent. The fourth image is very similar to what we saw earlier using a different angle. So why is this world map used more often than any of the real maps we have? It all goes back to this map of 1569. The Mercator projection is a cylindrical map invented by Flemish cartographer and geographer Geraldus Mercator, which became the standard world map projection. The Mercator map was principally used in marine navigation, and as a side effect, the Mercator map projection, thanks to Nikola Tisset, is shown here. Take a good look at the Tisser-Mercator map. On the equator, countries look smaller than what they really are, and get bigger and bigger as you move away from it. So coming back to what we have done today, Greenland is 14 times smaller than Africa, and at least we now know why. If you are ever visiting Belgium, make sure you visit this place. It's the Mercator Museum in Sint Nicholas. If you are interested in astronomy, this is the place to visit. Now that we learned something new, take a look at these images. This is what the real size of countries would be if you plot them on the equator. This image shows the true size of countries across the world. This satellite image shows how large Africa really is against other countries. To sum up, though Russia looks far bigger than Africa, this is what you will get if you superimpose the two areas. The Democratic Republic of Congo is also way larger in area when compared to Greenland. So next time you view a map, don't just believe what you see. Always research, and if unsure, research again. The truth is out there. All you need to do is to go and discover it.